What's up, team? This is Frank, and this is Half-Life Alyx. The things I loved about the original Half-Life was the immersion, the continuity between areas, and the creative weapon and enemy design. In many ways, Half-Life Alyx recaptures these amazing feelings of the past, but sometimes downright copies game events from them as well. Anyways, Alyx was built for VR from the ground up, meaning that actions like opening doors, solving puzzles, and reloading guns are all accomplished through manual hand movements. The game has some cool details which really kick up the immersion, like how your hands conform to the objects and structures they touch, you can cover your mouth and protect your head with a hard hat, characters will sometimes react to optional actions you partake in, and the world is littered with impressive looking Easter eggs and objects with realistic physics. And all this translates to making you feel like a seriously cool one-woman army facing scads of aliens and Combine soldiers. Right, the Combine are up to their old tricks of arresting and bossing people around. Alyx was doing her typical tour of recon when, surprise surprise, things go crazy, tossing the fate of the world into her hands. Russell will be running intel and humor support this time, and will start off your modest inventory with these Grabbity gloves and a pistol. The gloves allow you to point at objects so that you can click and flick your wrist back, causing it to hurtle towards you. This opens up a lot of cool environmental puzzle opportunities and prevents you from needing to bend down and walk over to things you want to collect. They also display your health and ammo or resin reserves. The weapon selection is also easy to use. Your weapons and multi-tool land in one of 4 quick slots, which are easily swapped and put away. You can store ammo by dropping it over your shoulder and into your backpack, so when you need to reload, just reach back and grab some. However, other consumables can only be stored in one of 2 inventory slots located at your wrists. Here you'll want to store life-sustaining syringes, grenades, or key items. The game provides you with plenty of VR comfort and mobility options, including one for seated or standing, a toggle for crouch, and various free movement or blink options to name a few. And regardless of your locomotion preference, you get the ability to do small leaps, which are great for navigating jumps and moving around quickly. Also, there are a few times where you'll need to climb onto objects, which worked well with the motion controllers. Oh, and Alyx has this sweet multi-tool which helps her solve various environmental puzzles, from opening containers, unlocking doors, removing trip mines, fixing electrical wires, or activating upgrade stations. Keep an eye out for resin, which is hidden everywhere in the game. You use these to pay for some sick upgrades, which range from extending magazines, providing futuristic sights, attaching laser sights, giving your shotgun the ability to launch grenades, and more. Lastly, the enemy variety in the game includes things you'd expect, like barnacles and headcrabs, but also introduces some cool new enemy types, each with unique ways to dispatch. And that's it. That's everything I can tell you about Half-Life Alyx without spoilers. In the end, the realistic gritty art style and physics are insanely immersive. The scale of the world and how you often get a chance to overlook areas where you'll be fighting later, as well as the grab and flick actions afforded by the Grabbity gloves, work very well in VR. Valve also weaves together some lighthearted and humorous writing, which is often juxtaposed with the serious sense of fear and anxiety around every corner. And the motion captured characters look really good and add a lot to the immersion. About the only problems I had with the game were that the doors were sometimes janky. Sure, you can push or pull them, but I found that sometimes they would get stuck or misbehave. Also, these handles need to be grabbed and turned by hands only. I couldn't physically turn them with my gun or anything I was holding, which was inconvenient since I was often carrying around extra grenades and syringes due to the limited inventory the game gives you. Lastly, I wish the game had more ways to sneak around and complete objectives instead of the overly linear path the devs designed. If you're looking for a pinnacle VR first-person shooter with some realistic physics, environments, and excellent dialogue and world building, and if your heart can handle some crazy moments of fear, anxiety, and awe, then you have to play Half-Life Alyx. If you hate anything which resembles horror, a power creep which relies on searching the environment for sometimes well-hidden resin, or extremely linear level design which funnels you through paths and objectives in a pretty specific way, then you maybe want to pass on this game.